The crisis of housing for Indigenous Australians has always been a problem. Poor housing is widely identified as a determinant in the health of Indigenous Australians, and one of the main reasons why there's a huge gap in the standard of living between Indigenous and non-Indigenous Australians. Kerri Simpson moved to the western suburbs of Sydney 6 years ago from Brisbane. He faced homelessness, sleeping on friends' couches, until he was placed into crisis social housing. But it wasn't all uphill from there. Find a difference in the quality and the standard of living from social housing to community housing?
Yeah, I think it was totally different for me, especially coming home to a brand new updated unit, whereas I was living in an older place. It was really unsafe, the area that I was living in. I had things stolen. My neighbours would get their house broken into. There was always fights, and there was a lot of drug addicts in the area. So I think coming here to the area that I am in a brand new apartment, it kind of clears my head emotionally and mentally, and it kind of gets me ready for the next day, and it gets me excited to do things. And
how has affordable housing changed the standard of living for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander tenants within Hume Housing?
The general idea of the program is to fill the gap between leaving social housing and not having to pay full market rent. So in those terms, it provides an opportunity for people to increase their capacity to work, for example, so that they can reside in a property that is of a good standard. They have a 12-month lease, and while they're in there, they can look at boosting their opportunities, whether it's work or study. So it really provides that extra step.
Do you feel like this poor standard of living faced by Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people is getting better, or do you think it's getting worse? And how can we improve this?
I think it gets better for certain people. I think for myself, it got better because I made it better. I kind of went out and I was very tenacious about what I want, and I already understood the direction that I wanted my life to go into. But it's a little harder for a lot of other blackfellas who aren't as lucky as me or as lucky as you. And I think it goes back to that intergenerational trauma where they don't know what to do. And that's what needs to change, is the programs need to be put into place to show blackfellas, this is what you need to do, this is the steps that you need to take, and this is the direction that your life can go into.
In order for Indigenous Australians to enjoy a better standard of living, meeting the salary bands for affordable housing can sometimes seem like an unrealistic goal, but one that Australia as a nation needs to work towards.